welcome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 28.
Wow, you almost forgot what episode it was.
This is episode 28 of the Tay and Tristan Hour.
Twistin' Tay and Twistin'.
Tay and Twistan Hour. I've been watching too much Big Bang Theory with the character Kripke because he talks with...
Who?
There's a character on the Big Bang Theory named Kripke, and he talks like this.
Kripke?
Kripke
Quipque?
is the name of the character. And he always talks like this. So welcome, never mind. Welcome to the Tay and Tristan Hour. If anybody out there watches the Big Bang Theory, they know what I'm talking about.
That shows.
So, episode 28. I am Shantae. This is Tristan.
Yeah.
Yes. So, welcome.
You know what's funny is we just put this poster up.
Yes.
This Forever 27 poster, but it's episode 28.
I know.
We should have put it up last week.
I know. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either till just now.
It's so funny that we're, 28, episodes in, and we finally covered up the front of that desk.
Well, mostly.
I was like, we really need to cover that up.
It's just a random poster that I've had for like 7 years.
Forever.
Probably.
He said that thing forever. I think you bought that at Kaleidoscope in Springfield, Missouri, right?
What's Kaleidoscope? I don't remember Kaleidoscope.
It's a store. It's pretty much like a head shop.
I don't remember it.
In Springfield, used to go and buy like incense there and posters and T-shirts.
I don't remember Kaleidoscope. I'm not
Oh my gosh, you don't
I remember Entertain Mart, but that's a different thing.
Kaleidoscope was a different type of store.
It kind of rings a bell. Isn't that the place that sold crack pipes and stuff?
Yeah.
I thought that was a different place because there's a place that they had like sold.
Well, we didn't take him in there to buy crack pipes. We took him.
No, but
you could buy like cool T-shirts. That's where I bought a lot of my Jimi Hendrix shirts and posters. And
I think
stuff.
I'm thinking of a different place because there was a place downtown that wasn't called Kaleidoscope. They sold like records, I think, and stuff. And they sold crack pipes and meth pipes and posters.
I cannot remember. They did too, but I cannot remember the name of that store. That's another cool store, but I couldn't remember. Speaking of that, me and Johnny went to the Riverside Arts Market yesterday.
You did? I didn't even know.
Yeah, we went there we went there yesterday.
Why didn't you take me?
Because it was our date.
Oh, well, that's
and so we did the Riverwalk downtown in downtown Jacksonville. And so
oh wait, was it open? Because it was flooded last time we went there.
No, it was open.
It was.
Yeah. And so no, not down by the Friendship Fountain, the Riverside Arts Market.
Oh no, I know, but you said Riverwalk. So
yeah, it's a part of the Riverwalk. You can take.
Yeah, it's just
walk.
Yeah, there's different parts of it.
Yeah,
go on.
So we went down there, and so there's actually a vendor at that arts market that sells, pipes, and I didn't even recognize that. They look really cool, but man, it was a huge trigger.
Really?
I was like, we gotta walk away from it. We gotta walk away. Walk away.
Well, I'm sure there's other uses for those pipes, right?
A lot of people smoke tobacco, but mostly people are going to be smoking pot out of them,
Oh, they were just like the spoon pipes?
Yeah, but I mean, if people smoke meth or
you can
crack,
smoke meth you can smoke crack out of one of those.
You can, but they have the pipes that people smoke meth out of too.
Yeah.
Or crack. But yes, people are going to smoke other drugs out of them. Yeah. But they made them look all nice and pretty and funky looking and hippie looking. And you could put it on a shelf and it would be really decorative and look cool, but it's actually a pipe. But it's like, no. I was like, come on, we're going to walk away from here.
Come on.
Come on. It can be a trigger. If somebody's in recovery and they see that, it's a trigger.
I understand. You know what's funny, though, is in high school, I used to want a big bong so bad.
Yes, I know.
And
I told you no.
No, I didn't. I don't think I ever asked you. That's crazy. But I remember I used to look online for them because there's, obviously shops that sell them online.
Yeah.
But I never got one, unfortunately. I could have used my child support probably. That'd be wild if I would have done that.
Hey, Mom, give me my card. Give me my.
I was afraid
card.
But I never ordered one because I was afraid you'd find it, even though it's like discreet shipping. But I wanted to get like one of the big ones. You definitely would have found it, probably.
Yeah, I would have found it.
Just like you found my homemade one.
Yes. In your closet.
Remember that? Yeah, I had a whole setup. It's called a Jeeb, aka a GB, aka a gravity ball.
Me and Johnny both found that. We were like, "What in the
I don't remember what kind of container I was using. It might have been a milk.
It was a milk jug
and some kind of bucket or something. I don't know exactly.
He had the whole thing like all manufactured. We were like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, because it rips hard. It's like it's crazy. So what you do is
don't tell people what you do. There could be other kids. No, we're not going in. We're not going down that. No, we're not going down there. We are not today. No, we're not.
I'm sorry, but
my counseling hat's coming out. No, we're not going down that path. But no, we did find it though. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this is not working. That's when many times I was like, you probably should have put you in rehab.
Why? It was weed. Everybody in high school smoked weed, and you know that it's been like that since the beginning of time. See, you were in school, since Grandma was in high school, when they called it, whatever. I don't know what names they called it.
This is okay. So this is kind of what I wanted to talk about too, and this is what I was telling Mom. Mom was like, "What are y'all talking about?" And I kind of told her, and she was like, she's like, I'll just do it next week. Because Mom just likes to, I don't know, if I talk about anything kind of serious, she's just like, I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, that's kind of like people conforming and just kind of giving things a pass in a way. It's just like, well.
What do you mean?
Well, because it's normalized. It is. It's just like, oh, well, people smoke pot. It's okay. It's kind of whenever people conform to something. It's okay. If this person does it, then it's okay. Like people just kind of follow along like sheep. And I think if anybody speaks out, and it could be just any particular issue, whether it's the use of marijuana, normalizing certain people's behaviors or whatever it is. If it's something that people are like, oh, well, if a lot of other people or the most of the population is doing it, it's okay. If people, it sounds like sometimes, people are afraid to speak out against something that most of the population of people are doing, even if it's not okay. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, they're afraid of being ostracized or something.
But with marijuana in particular, it was like that forever, but the reverse, because it was demonized forever.
Yes.
And you could say that those people were the sheep and just fell for the propaganda of freaking reefer madness and all that crazy stuff. And people were afraid to say that they smoked pot back in the day. You were looked at like a crazy person or just a druggie, And so now it's flipped for the most part, but it goes both ways.
I think it can go both ways, but I work in a field where people seek treatment for cannabis use. Like they don't want to continue to smoke it. It can have effects. It's not like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it affects people differently. And I think it's, where maybe it can have, where maybe somebody who else is using it, it doesn't have maybe as bad of a detrimental effect as it has on somebody else,
Yeah. Well, no, it's
so
not.
I think it's just, you can't normalize it. That's what I'm saying. Like some people are like, oh, well, it's kind of like a blanket excuse, I guess, if you will, for a lot of people. Like it's legal, so then it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if a lot of people do a lot of research behind it. The majority of people don't. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If it's legal, then it's okay. That's kind of the rationalization. than I think the majority of people have. And I don't think that a lot of people do their own research behind that, specifically just with like medical marijuana and the legalization of recreational use. Mm-hmm. I just don't think they do. That's my opinion of it.
Yeah.
And then whenever people start using it recreationally, because there are some states that have legalized it recreationally, you know, and people can grow it. They have a license to grow it, whatever. You know, it's just people just kind of follow along just blindly, I guess. And I don't know, that kind of irks me a little bit just because I see people who come in for treatment trying to get off of it because they thought it was one way when in reality it affected them differently, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Shouldn't they
I see the other side of it.
Shouldn't they take some personal responsibility for that?
And they do.
For not doing their own research. Listen, marijuana is not for everybody. It's not a harmless drug.
Right.
Completely. Mm-hmm. You know, it may be the most harmless out of all of them, but it's not harmless.
Right.
You know, people have adverse effects to it. People can activate schizophrenia if they're on high doses of marijuana, especially edible marijuana, you know. But it's up to people to do their own research. But that's the thing. Even that has been demonized forever, is just talking about it and being educated on it. People, they didn't even want you to be educated about it. They just said, no, leave it alone. That's the devil's lettuce. You can't even talk about it like it's the boogeyman or something. What's okay for me to be normalized is just being able to talk about it and being able to educate people about it so that they can make their own decisions, which as adults, you should be able to make your own decisions about what you put into your body, in my opinion. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know,
I don't have a problem with people talking about certain things that they yeah, you should talk about it. You should. And people do, like I have met people and worked with people that do take personal responsibility for it. Like there's no blaming. I think specifically whenever people do seek treatment, you know, for marijuana use. Mm-hmm. But it's so interesting because I've met people over the years that have been like, man, I'll go to like treatment or meetings and people will laugh at them because there's this stigma. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, what are you in treatment for marijuana for? Yeah. Because it's like, it's just marijuana. So there's like this false narrative that it's harmless. And it's not. Yeah. And there's more disinformation about that. And I think there's so much, you know, misinformation or disinformation, however you want to word it, in our society now, that people just kind of, I think, go along with what's just kind of out there.
Yeah.
And they don't really seek out
yeah,
what the real truth is about anything anymore. Well, that's kind of the society we live in.
Well, the thing is, one way to look at it is you only have so much time in a day. If you're a mother with 2 kids and you got a job and you got to work and then you got to come home and clean the house and you got to do all this stuff, pick the kids up from school, people don't have time to research things. And they're not going, that's not a priority for them. You know, so it's the same thing. It's like with the news. People don't really look at the news. They look at the headline.
Yeah.
They don't take the time to read the story because it's just not a priority for them.
Yeah.
You know, they have to use that mental energy for something else. You know, I think that's one reason why things are like that.
I kind of agree with that, and then I kind of disagree with that statement because there's a lot of content creators out there, and there's mothers with kids out there, and there's a lot of people, millions and millions and millions of people that are on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of people have time to do that and to scroll and to like and to follow And it's just very easy access. That's where a lot of people get their information from. Yeah. People don't get their information from newspapers anymore. People don't get their information from, I mean, and I watch stuff. I mean, and even like CBS News and a lot of these magazines and newspapers, like, yes, they are also online and all that. I get that, but people don't go any further than that. And it's extremely polarized, whatever, you know, like people get it from the New York Times or Wall Street Journal or whatever it is, you know, but they don't research any further than that. Whatever information it is that they're looking for, they don't dig any deeper, whether to debunk something or to see if something is true.
Well, it's also because things don't hold our attention like that anymore. Because the news cycle is just like this. It's a hamster wheel. It's endless. Yeah. You see one thing, you start reading, on to the next thing. Yeah. There's just so much. We're inundated with information constantly. Yeah. It's nonstop, you know. And our attention spans are shorter now for everybody. It's just how it is.
It's sound bites now. It really is. It's sound bites. But I think for you, like you are, since you're younger, it's easier for you guys to consume that information. Like, you're used to it. Yeah. You're very much used to it. That's your norm, right?
I guess so.
Well, it is. You were born in 2000. Like, yeah, you're used to that. I grew up when there was like a lot of people my age and older, there was times where you had to actually dig and research things. Yeah. And you had to look and find information and verify it without the click of a button.
Yeah.
And
it took time.
It took
your undivided attention.
Yes.
Focus. Which people divide their attention more now.
They do. Yes. Yeah. And so I think that this is where there's like so much of a disconnect in our society now, is because, you know, people that are older and like are really kind of like, I'm telling you, like, this is, I think sometimes that's where there's kind of like this disconnect when I talk about some people having common sense and some people not. There's a lot of people that don't have common sense.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's information out there that is very, very simple. And people still don't get it about anything. It's just like, you really don't understand like what I'm saying.
Well, you gotta think. It's
like, wow, what?
Some people are just born with lower IQs. They can't help it.
No, that's not it.
That is it. Sometimes
that could be one. Some people do have a lower IQ.
Yeah, they can't help that. You know, it's genetic or whatever.
That could be true. But then, if you ask people where do they get most of their information, people will tell you TikTok, or they will tell you Facebook, or they will tell you YouTube. You know, they don't.
That's me.
They don't. They don't say, "Oh, you know, I read it in a book." They don't tell you that. Yeah. I remember saying, like, I was working at a methadone clinic, and it was probably right before I became a program director for that clinic, and or when I first started working there as a counselor a few years ago. And they asked me a goal that I had, and I said, well, one of my goals is to read through and study the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostic Manual for Mental Health and Substance Use Disorders. And my boss kind of looked at me like, and this is years ago, and she kind of looked at me like, that's what you want to do? Like, I'm like it was foreign. Yeah. It's like, yes, because it's a field that I'm in and I need to be educated on these things instead of just kind of Googling it. Well, Google's not the answer to everything.
Yeah.
You know, and now they got it when you pull up a Google, an AI thing pops up, the first thing on there. Yeah. And then it tells you there's like a little disclaimer on AI that says this is just something from AI doesn't mean that it's absolutely true or something like that. Or, so it's like, then why do you even have it on there? So once again, it's kind of information, but it may be a little bit of misinformation. So you still, even AI, the AI thing that pops up on Google when you search for something is telling you probably need to research some more. Mm-hmm. But people don't go past that. Yeah. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It's just, yeah, it's just been on my mind. It's kind of really frustrating me lately.
But maybe more books should say that too. There's no books that say, oh, you should do your own research after you read this book.
No.
I think that's a good thing to do, honestly.
Well, yeah. I mean, but but I don't think every book is like, it's just like the DSM-5. I have that book. I took a college course in my master's program that said that book is not the end all be all for mental health disorders. It is just, it was written by a lot of psychiatrists, psychologists, medical professionals. It doesn't mean that it's not like the Bible of the mental health world, right? It doesn't, but it's a guide, it's a guide after they've done a lot of clinical studies, but it's not written in stone.
Yeah.
Okay. And they have to revise it because there's a lot of other research that comes out that they're constantly doing. Updated. It's always something that's evolving, but you follow up on that. That's why they have conferences. And that's why, there's always something that's changing in that field. So this is where people always kind of, whatever information people are seeking, you constantly have to be on top of stuff. You know what I'm saying? At least stay informed. And it's just been really kind of on my mind, I guess, lately. Because I said last week I was going to try to back away from.
You didn't. You failed.
A lot of the political stuff and like a lot of the information that's coming through. And I didn't. I actually did. I actually don't like stay up till 1 or 1:30 in the morning.
Okay. So it's till 12:30 now. Okay.
I don't know if it was till 12:30. Did I stay up till 12:30?
Yeah,
I don't even know if I did. I really don't know if I did. I actually took them out before midnight. I did.
Okay.
I did.
Well, that's a start.
And I'm trying to work more on our website and stuff like that, and just be refocused because it's pulling back away from it. Because you're right, it is just too much information.
Yeah,
24 hours a day, too much news. It's sensory overload.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
There's too much.
There's too much,
and you can't consume it all at once.
No, you can't. But you have people need to discern what is real and what is not.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Well, sometimes that line is blurry.
It is, but this is where common sense comes in. People need to have common sense. And if you don't, ask for discernment. Just saying. You learn it as you get older.
Common sense?
No. Oh. To discern between what's true and what's not.
I guess so.
You will. You're only 23.
No, I can. I know I can right now. I'm always, yeah. I know what's real.
No, if people don't have common sense, they just don't have common sense. You can't teach that. I've met people without common sense. It's very interesting conversations. Yeah. Well, you're just like, oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Well, I'm sure they'll be able to.
I had to get that off my chest.
I'm sure they'll be able to program that into the brain.
The chip that you're talking about.
They'll be able to put common sense in people. See, that would be a plus. Don't you think everybody would be smarter?
No, I just want people, it's just this, I think social media and pop culture and fame and celebrity and all of this just it influences people's perspectives and I think what they believe in. And I don't know if people truly say what they truly mean or feel. And I think it influences people. And I think they follow that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that people are true to what they what's really in here. That's what I think.
But what do you mean by that? People aren't
I know. I think that, that society is so influenced by pop culture and celebrity and
yeah, but hasn't that always been the case? Hasn't that been the case with, forever?
I don't know if it,
maybe it's to a greater degree now.
I don't think it has, because of how the news cycle is now, and because how I think celebrities are more accessible to people. I think we know more about the lives of celebrities than they did.
There's no mystery. There's no mystery.
There's no mystery anymore. And so there was a mystery that kind of surrounded the celebrity, like back in the 1930s, 40s, 50s. You didn't know about celebrities' personal lives. You didn't know where they lived. And if you did, they were, you just didn't know a whole lot. Like, we know everything about their lives. And, they're walking around the streets in their underwear or whatever, you just... it's kind of crazy, So I think that, you have younger people that are influenced by that. They're just, it's just a lot more.
Our politics are influenced by
impressional. Yes, everything is touched by celebrity and that type of culture, and it impacts people's opinions. I think their values. I think, and then that impacts how people. It impacts the message that people speak and spread.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, also, that's what can lead to misinformation to other people. And it can influence people who are not at that status.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it just is like a trickle down effect that occurs. Yeah. So, and I think, people don't. And I think there's kind of like people want to be like, they like being touched by that or are part of it. I don't know what it is, but it's just like, I don't know, just people wake up, because I don't know. That's just been on my mind lately. I don't know if I'm making sense about that, but I think it's too influential.
Yeah, it is. But the thing about social media influencing people is, especially politically, a lot of that is done on purpose.
Yeah.
They did an investigation last year, a couple years ago, on Twitter, like whenever Elon bought it, and they found out that the FBI was doing something. They were suppressing Republican views or people that had Republican opinions, which is crazy. It's unfair. Even if you're not on that side,
right?
If you're a reasonable person with common sense,
yes,
then you should be able to see that is wrong.
It is wrong,
and that everyone's voice should be heard.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. I do. It doesn't matter if somebody is Republican, conservative, Democratic, liberal. It does not matter. Everybody should be heard. Everybody should be able to go into a room and have differing views and opinions and debate and discuss those things and be respectful. I remember having debate in high school.
You were on the debate team?
I debated. I wasn't in. I was going to. She wanted my teacher at the time. It was just a debate class.
Yeah.
But at the time, we did she wanted me to actually join the debate team for the school, but I never did it because I at the time had low self-esteem and just didn't think I could do it.
Yeah.
But she wanted me to do the debate team, and at the time it's so interesting because at the time we were debating the topic of, stem cell research. And I think I was on the team that was, I think we had to be on the team that was against it or for it. I can't remember. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, this was before you had the freaking internet. Yeah. And you actually had to go and you had to like go and research everything and find and what are they doing with the infants, and these were because of aborted fetuses, and what are they doing with the stem cell tissue. And I mean, it was a really great debate.
Yeah.
But we could have those conversations and there was not animosity.
Yeah. Each side should be able to bring their information to the table.
Yes.
And and debate over it in a healthy way.
Yes.
Yeah. Without trying to silence the other side. Because that's something that's really big these days, is silencing people.
Yes.
Or, for their views. And listen, some people have some crazy views. Maybe there are some people maybe that should be silenced. Okay. But I think for the most part, in my opinion, and I've heard someone else say this, the only way to fight bad speech or wrong speech isn't to silence that speech, but to offer better speech.
Yes, absolutely.
To offer more information or better information.
Absolutely.
That's in my opinion, that's the better way to do it, instead of just silencing people.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't think it has anything to do. That's what I'm saying. It's like, now it's like, well, if you say that, that's wrong. Or if you say that, just because you said that and I don't like you or your views or your whatever, then that's a lie.
Yeah.
And then the other side just seems to, I don't know what it is. It's just like, why can't you guys just have back and forth and be respectful?
Well, I think that the internet is a big reason why people don't.
Yes.
Because people get outraged, and also you're not face to face with the person.
Yes. That's what it is.
You're on the other side of a screen 1,000 miles away.
Yes.
You'll never see this person in your life.
Right.
Ever. You'll never meet this person.
But you never know, because it's a small world. And then if you ever come face to face with that person, what's that confrontation going to be like?
Yeah.
You never know. I'm just saying.
That's the point, is that most people, if they're face to face with somebody, they're not going to, they're not going to be
anything.
Yeah, they're not going to be outrageous.
No, they're not. And then it's yeah, that's true. But nobody can have that. That's why that's why I don't post anything on Facebook. And if I post anything on Instagram, it has to do with our podcast.
Yeah.
Or it has to do with what we're selling online. It's never anything, or something has to do something funny about our family or something. It's never anything about politics or about the issues. I don't know if I should use our platform to post things about the issues, but it is something about people get offended so easily because people will be outspoken and stand up for something.
Mm-hmm.
But you're standing up for something that's right.
Well, yeah.
If something you believe in. If it's something you believe in. But that's the thing. Whether other people think it's right or not, if it's something that you feel is morally right and it's something that you value, that's your opinion. And it's your right to do that, because we live in America.
Yeah.
And we can do that. But other people feel like we don't have the right to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's influenced by this.
You know what? It's not just pop culture and all that. It's also, and we might get a little deep in the weeds here into conspiracy land, even though it's not really a conspiracy. But foreign nations are also playing a part in this.
Mm-hmm.
In the division of people in America. It's a war strategy.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because, there's these people in Russia, they set up these, farms. They're called troll farms, I think. And they make these bots online, and they'll use them on Twitter, and they'll say something polarizing, or they'll say something that's disagree with whatever the point is.
Oh, I agree with that.
But what it does is it creates a contentious discussion.
Yes.
And not a healthy one.
Right.
And it causes people to fight.
Fight, yes.
Instead of having a normal conversation.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's happening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially coming from Russia.
Yeah, I think that...
Absolutely.
Seriously, I think they've played a big part.
Huge.
In the division in America today.
But there will people, with you saying that, there will be people that would be like, I absolutely disagree with that. That's a lie. There will be people that will absolutely not believe something like that. And that is something that is very realistic. And it is something that other people have said.
Yeah.
And they look at them like you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But they will come up with something that is 10 times more off the wall than that and believe that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, where are you getting that information from? So you could have something, and you could have and you could even have facts that back up what you're saying, and people would not believe that, but they will believe something 10 times more off the wall.
Yeah,
it's amazing. But that shows, you're right. There are other countries, other people that are outside of the United States that they want to see division.
Yeah,
because they don't like America. They don't.
Well, it weakens. It weakens
us. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think, and then whenever we're not standing together and fight, I mean, it just does not make any sense. And there's something that was on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter. I don't call it X, but there's something that was on Twitter. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before I saw it, and it was at a Trump rally, and I think the internet tries. This is what I'm saying whether it's misinformation or disinformation or how it tries to kind of twist the narrative of things. But it was it was a white guy and a black guy, and they tried to make it look like there were two people of different races fighting at a Trump rally.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, Leia, look what's happening. Look what's happening. And it was two vendors fighting.
Yeah.
But they had to make it where it was a racial thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know the true story behind that. But the narrative is being pushed by social media. Like, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And nobody knows the true story. And then you have people in the comments that are like, oh, well, these are two vendors fighting, but why are you showing photographs of a white guy and a black guy doing it? Mm-hmm. And then you have a Hispanic guy that's in the middle, and the white guy and the Hispanic guy are beating up the black guy. It's just like, who knows why they were fighting, but they're trying to, and then they try to twist it like, yep, see, told you, everybody at a Trump rally is racist. It's like, it's social media twisting the narrative.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that everybody at a Trump rally is a racist.
No.
I don't believe that. So it's twisting the narrative.
Yeah, well, that's the culture nowadays.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
People reacting to a clip of something, whether it's something like that or somebody saying something on a podcast that you don't have the full context of. Right. And people are just so quick to jump to conclusions about that person, without actually doing but the thing is, people don't care about doing research about anything. They don't care about the context of anything,
I know.
Because people like to be outraged about something. And if they can find something to be outraged about something, that fuels them. It makes them happy.
Yeah,
in some weird way.
And I know, but that's the sad part. It's like, why do you want to have that outraged? What is it? Why do people want to feel that outrage? What are you getting? And then there's a photograph of a lady smiling, watching them fight. And it's like, oh my gosh, like if I'm seeing somebody fight in person, I'm not laughing that somebody's beating, like if somebody's ganging up on somebody.
Yeah.
It's like,
unless it's one of your enemies.
I don't even think I would do it then. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that for anybody. It's not okay.
No.
And I'm like, and this is why I kind of wanted to bring it up today because it's just like, what the heck is going on? I get so mentally drained from it because it's like, oh my gosh, like there's no sympathy from people.
No.
I see it less and less. And the people just appear to me to be like sheep. They go along with whatever is said. And I don't see people kind of just, they're just being like, well, this is what I heard and this is what I saw, so it's got to be true. How do you know that?
Yeah.
How do you know that? You don't question. People don't question anything anymore. Not from what I've heard. Maybe I'm just not.
Well, yeah, I don't
listening to things. People don't seem to question anything anymore. And if they do, I think the reason why they don't is because I don't know why. But they don't seem to question.
I think people anything. I think there's still people that question things, but it's the people that are staunchly on one side of something that tend not to question anything. You know what
you
know
question
what I'm
that you question everything now.
I mean, I try.
You do. Johnny questions everything. Johnny just doesn't like authority.
But that's not always true, because there's been plenty of times where I've seen something on the internet, a clip or a headline or something, and I'll pass that along as if it's fact. I've definitely done that before.
Yeah.
So I'm also guilty of that. I think most people today are.
I've done that.
Just because of the nature of things, the nature in which we get information now.
Yes.
Yes.
I have done that too. Yes. But I don't know. I don't know. Or sometimes I'll keep my mouth shut about things because I'm not sure. I think I have to kind of mull it over in my mind because I don't know if I truly believe certain things. But you've told me, I'd be like, where'd you hear that from? Or I'll ask Johnny, where'd you hear that from? He was like, well, I saw it on the internet. And I'm like, okay. It's just like, I don't know if that's true. Sometimes I have to look at the source, the resource, and the source of what it is first. And is it a reliable source?
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like, hey, this came from a blog, I'm not going to believe that source.
Right.
Now, if somebody put it on a blog and they cited this different source, then maybe. But I have to look at what it is. Mm-hmm. I really do. I have to look at what the source is behind that.
Yeah.
And yeah. But I don't know. It's just you kind of have to discern what it is. And
it's just like, remember, who's that lady that you said Trump is hanging out with now? What's her name?
Oh, Laura Loomer.
Loomer, yeah. But I remember she posted something. I had no idea who she was. I just saw it on Twitter because this account that I follow that does like news or whatever, like retweeted her or replied to her tweet that said that Joe Biden had a heart attack on his plane or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like I believed it.
Yeah.
And I told you about it, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not sure.
I was like, no.
Yeah, but then I started thinking like, yeah, but how would she know that for sure?
Yeah.
She's just some social media person
No, but she's not hanging out with Trump anymore. They kicked her off the campaign because she was putting out some crazy racial, oh my gosh.
What'd she say?
Well, she was talking about how
did you say the N-word?
No, but remember I told you on the podcast, we talked about this, that if Kamala Harris got into office, it was going to smell like curry and something else was going to be in there. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just like blatant racism. It's just blatant racism. Not okay. And I think that like she's not even around the campaign anymore. They're probably like, you got to get rid of her.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't have her around.
Yeah, no.
That's getting worse. And he's probably like, what? She's okay. She's a nice person. Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah.
You don't think people can be nice and racist?
they can be nice to people of their own color. Yes, their own race.
You don't think someone could be?
They're not going to be nice to somebody of a different race.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think there's a lot of racist.
Oh, they have covert. They have
covert racism.
Yes, I think that's what it's called. Yes, I think that's.
Is that like covert. An official term or?
Yes.
Covert racism.
It's like covert, right? Like hidden.
It's hidden. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. They absolutely can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because you think about it, if you work with people, and it's not just white people that can be racist. It could be any race can be biased to another race. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can absolutely have your prejudices towards other people. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah, people can be covertly racist. Yes.
Yeah.
They can. Can have people you work for, but there will be behaviors or patterns of behavior where it will show through, and you'll know. People can pick up on it, but that's the thing. When people are being like that, they think that you don't know.
Yeah.
That they're being that way, but you do. You'll know it.
Well, I don't think I know anyone that's racist except Grandma. but she's racist to everybody. So.
Oh my God. Mom is not racist.
I'm just kidding, Grandma. I love you. I'm just kidding.
Oh, did you hear that, Mom?
Did
you hear that, Mother? And this is your favorite grandson. One of your favorite grandsons.
I'm just joking.
Wow. Mom is not racist. Mom doesn't like anybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's racist to everybody, so it's equal.
Wow. I'm going to tell her that next episode she's going to be here. Yeah, she says she's going to do next week. I don't know. Yeah, she's not racist.
But no, seriously, I don't think I've ever worked with anyone that's. I mean, I don't know them that well, so I guess I wouldn't really. But I've never seen any of my coworkers like exhibit racist behavior. I'm sure you have. You worked at a factory in Missouri.
But I don't know if they probably don't know what you are, Tristan. They probably are not sure. Well, they probably know you're mixed with something, but they're not quite sure if it's black.
Well, no, most people will, or people will ask me, or some people will know because they might have someone who's mixed in their family that has similar features.
Yeah. But if people don't have that, do they really think that you're mixed with black?
No, probably not.
No, they don't.
No,
because there's white people who have dreads.
Yeah.
Yes,
of course.
Because white people can have different texture hair too.
But you know what's funny is that when we lived in Missouri and when I worked at the neighborhood market, there was this old lady. She was like, "Are you mixed with black?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, okay. I thought so because of your hair." So she obviously assumed that because of my hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe she didn't think that white people could have dreadlocks.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. So do you think she was just inquisitive or covertly racist?
No, she was a racist. She said that she had black people in her family.
Okay, so that's why she asked. That's why she asked. Right. That's why she asked.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't be racist, though.
No. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think. It doesn't. So
like people say, "Oh, I have black
friends." Yes, I have. Yes. So do you remember? I don't think you ever heard it. So this is how you will know. If somebody's saying, "Hey, I have one black friend. I have a black friend I'm going to take with me."
That's how you know?
That's probably somebody who's maybe a little bit racist.
Yeah. But the thing is
not very comfortable around black people, or I don't know. So like there was a Trump was at a rally. Like I think this was probably back in 2020, maybe. He's at an airport hangar, and he was like, "Where's my African American? There's my African American."
That's
no
crazy.
Normal white person says that.
That's crazy. Or no, maybe
that's how you know you're.
Well, yeah, no, that is kind of crazy.
That's racist. That's a racist thing.
I don't know if it's
that's racist.
It sounds crazy.
That's racist. Crazy Nobody says, "Where's my African American?" There's my African American.
Yeah, I don't.
I've never pull it up. Nobody says that.
I think. Well, he was saying that, and he wanted to be proper and say African American instead of black. Like, imagine if he would have said, "Where's my blackie?" Where's my black?
Oh, he's trying to be a mannerable racist. Okay,
yeah, that's what it sounds like.
He's trying to be a racist with manners. Okay,
that's crazy.
He didn't want to say the N-word.
Yeah.
Where's my African American? Not African Americans, plural. I only want to have one around me. Yes. But there is covert racism. Yes, there is. So yeah.
Do you have a problem with Mexicans saying the N-word? Because this has been kind of a thing that's sort of been popular on Twitter the last couple weeks. Because there's this rapper. I don't know if you've heard. Oh my God, I forgot his name. What's his name? Oh, the Mexican OT. Have you heard of him?
No.
He's this Mexican rapper from Texas.
I have not.
And he says the N-word a lot in his music and just when he's doing interviews or whatever. But then he's a Trump supporter. You know, he's a Mexican. He's from Texas. A lot of Hispanic people
are Trump supporters,
especially from the South, are Trump supporters. So people, after finding that out, they didn't have a problem with him saying it before, but since they found out he supports Trump, they're like, oh, he shouldn't, or no Mexicans should be allowed to say the N-word, you know. But do you feel like that? Do you think it's wrong? Because there's been look at all the Mexican rap. I mean, Fat Joe, Big Pun. There's a lot of Mexicans or Hispanic people that grow up in certain neighborhoods. They grow up saying that word, you know.
But has Big Pun or Fat Joe, have they said that in their songs?
Of course. Have you never listened to a Fat Joe or a Big Pun song?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I don't recall them ever saying that.
They definitely do. They say it. I've heard Fat Joes just say it in conversation.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a normal thing, which is interesting.
I mean, I don't.
That they're the only other race that can say it.
I don't know. I think none of them should say it, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, it's normalized, so you should just say it. No, nobody should be saying that word.
It is interesting.
Nobody in the black community should be saying that word. Nobody in the Hispanic, nobody should be saying that word.
You don't agree with the use of it at all?
No, I don't. This is what I'm talking about. If it's normalized, then I can say it. Well, it's not okay.
Well, the thing is, people would say words change over time, right?
Yes.
And that word has become a term of endearment. It's become a lot of things.
Right.
You know?
And I blame Denzel Washington in Training Day.
What? They were saying it before that.
I know, but then it really became like this cool thing. Thanks, Denzel. Because when he said it in Training Day, then everybody wanted to say it like Denzel. Thanks, Denzel. No, I think that I think, but like I said, it changed, right? Things can change, right? Things can change over time. So why can't we change and transition to this point where we are not saying that word? You didn't like it when white people were saying it back in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, and they were lynching people. So why do you say, you know, white people can't say it, but black people can say it, Hispanics can say it, and it's okay? It's not a word. It's not something I don't like to say it. Have I said it in the past? Yes, of course. But I don't think it's something we should be saying. I really don't. It doesn't mean that I can't change and move away from saying that word. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, it's still a disrespectful word.
But that's the thing. People would say it used to be a disrespectful word.
It's still a disrespectful.
It's used in a different context now. But the thing is though that word can also be used to hurt people.
Yeah,
like to hurt someone's feelings or whatever.
Oh,
if someone of a certain skin color says it, which is an interesting. There's no other word really. There are a few other words that are like that.
Yeah.
That certain races can say that if another race says it, then that's
right.
Assault.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think it's right for any derogatory words to describe another race. I don't. And maybe that's a Mary Poppins things to say, but
Poppins.
Like, oh, let's all live together. But no, I don't. That word in particular, because Black people have been oppressed for a very, very, very long time and continue to be discriminated against, I think more than any other, besides the Jewish people, more than any other race.
Yeah.
It holds a completely different meaning than what, derogatory words towards Hispanics, it just holds a different meaning. There's a long history, just terrible history in America, just violent history against Blacks in America. But it just holds a different meaning.
But people would say that word was co-opted, so to say, by white people at some point in time, and that Black people took the word back.
Yeah.
And made it their own in a positive way. But obviously everyone doesn't see it as positive.
We should have co-opted and took something else back besides that word.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to co-opted and took back something else, like some land. Yeah. And not a word, but I get what they're saying. But no, I don't want any ownership of that word.
That was actually a good point.
Yeah.
You
could have took back or tried to take back anything else. We need to take back something else. That they'll gladly give back that word, and they still say it. Yeah. They didn't give you anything. They didn't give us anything back.
Do you think
nothing?
Do you think people? Because there's been videos of people, like white people, rapping along to rap songs, and they'll say the word.
Of course.
Do you think they should get beat up for that?
No.
Because that happens. That happens a lot, like at concerts and stuff. And I remember there was a Kendrick Lamar concert where he invited this white girl onto the stage, and she said the word, like she was rapping along with him.
Yeah.
During the song, and she said the word. And then afterward, he cut the music and was like trying to educate her about why she can't say it. It was, I don't know. It was.
That was a setup. Come on.
You think it was?
Yes.
I never even thought of that. That could have been.
That's a setup. Why would you know what you know the words that are in your song? You gonna bring up this white girl?
Maybe he would hope. Maybe it could have been both ways. Maybe if she hadn't said it, he would have applauded her for not saying it.
What was she going to do? She's on stage with Kendrick Lamar. She's singing. She's just going to sing. She's not thinking that. Yeah. She ain't even thinking that far.
Yeah, probably not.
She's not on that level. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is that people will think, oh, if you will say it in the context of a rap song, then you'll direct it as a verbal weapon towards someone. If you're saying it freely like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't, you know what? If you don't want white people saying that word, don't say that word in your rap song.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Well, okay then. Then you can't, you know what I'm saying? Then you can't be faulting people for that. I'm sorry. You can't be going around beating up every white person that says the N-word in your rap song. Because they're going to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
they're going to say it. It's just, it doesn't, they're going to say it.
Mm-hmm. The crazy thing is there's a lot of white kids, like specifically white teenage boys that say it.
Yes.
They say it all like it's just a normal part of their speech. Of course. I went to school with a lot of white kids that just said it in conversation.
You're giving them a free pass to say that word. So if you don't want them saying it, or if you feel like, hey, I brought you up on the stage to rap this song with me, and you said that, hold up, cut the music. This is why you can't say, don't put it in your song. This is what I'm saying. This it's just, that frustrates me a little bit, because I feel like you kind of set that girl up to do that. Mm-hmm. That's what I see when you said that. That's how my mind works. Yeah. Because you knew she was going to sing that song. Come on.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen? That's what I'm saying with common sense.
Yeah.
People can be really smart. People can be extremely smart, extremely talented, have everything else, but they don't have one lick of common sense. Not one. Not even one iota of common sense. Not one.
Iota.
Not one.
Yeah.
And he sounds like one of them.
Well, I think the thing is, people think of it. You obviously have your opinion on it, but I think a lot of people, their opinion is that word is for black people, and it's to be used by black people in whatever way they choose. And if you're a white person that doesn't know that you shouldn't be saying that word, then you should be cast away.
And they're going to come back with an argument. This is the United States of America, and I have freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. There you have it.
Yeah. But
there's a lot of people that are not going to respect that. That's the bottom line. You can go back and forth on that issue. There's some people that will respect that, and they won't say that word,
Yeah.
But these young people that listen to that, they've been itching to say that word for a long time. They're going to say it.
Yeah.
They're going to say it. The song ain't going to have the same vibe if they can't say the word, because it probably rhymes with a word before it.
I bet there's so many white people out there that just want to say it so bad. They're just like shaking, sweating, like, oh, but if I say it, I'll get punched in the nose. But they just want to say it so bad. So they wait till they get home to say it.
And don't go to the concert. Don't go to the concert.
I think that's kind of extreme, though.
But then don't say it, and then that shouldn't. But that's the thing. This is what I'm saying. Like, people feel like they can't say what they want to say, and then you can't even enjoy the experience, for fear.
Yeah,
you can't enjoy the experience of going to the concert and enjoying the music for fear. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to say the wrong thing. Then you got to look over your shoulder. I don't want to be in any environment like that. I wouldn't want you or any of my family or my nieces or anybody going to an environment like that. Mm-hmm. Because you would be mistaken for a white dude.
Yeah, probably.
They'd be like, what you saying that for? Let me school you. That is just, it would just, no, it's not okay. That's not okay. It's not. But that's my opinion, because I'm old now. So I'm older. Tristan's, of course, a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
And has a different opinion about that, and that's okay.
Well, I mean, I think your opinion is a little extreme, but I understand. But I do understand it. I do.
Yeah, that's okay. It is extreme. I'm older, and I'm just like, I'm done with a lot of it. I think the older you get, you just have, I think, less tolerance for stupidity.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
You don't have time. You have more, as me and Johnny say it, and I notice the older I get, I say this a lot too, I have more years behind me than ahead of me. And you just don't have time and you see things differently as you get older.
Yeah. Well, you have experience.
You just don't have time for that stuff. And you see how the world is changing and how people communicate, and just, yeah, you see life through a different lens. Mm-hmm. And it's not all bad. I think your eyes are just open to things differently. Not saying your eyes are closed, mm-hmm. but you just see it differently. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just old.
That's what you folks come here for, a 20-minute breakdown of the use of the N-word.
I know. No.
Who expected that?
Well, no, it's not just a breakdown of the N-word. It's just like how it's used. We're talking about just how people use it and mm-hmm. who shouldn't use it. And I'm just talking about, like, it's just the expectations people have on put on others, and it's just dumb.
Do you think
it just doesn't make sense?
Since we're kind of talking about racism and stuff, do you think that there's been a lot of people, like a lot of artists, musicians and stuff, that have gotten in trouble for things they've said in the past on social media, like when they were kids, like when they were teenagers. What? You know, like they might have said something that kind of was a little suspicious, racist. Like kind of racist.
Oh my gosh!
But they were kids or teenagers, you know. But do you think they should? Do you think people should face consequences for that, for things that they said when they were children?
And how old are they now?
Well, I mean, I'm just speaking in general. But like, there's this one singer. Her name's Sabrina Claudio. I don't know exactly what she said, but I'm pretty sure she was a teenager. Might have been like 15 or something like that. And she said something about black women that was not putting them in a good light. And then people found it and started, calling her a racist and trying to cancel her and all this stuff. But do you think that's right, to be held accountable for things you said as a kid? Especially stuff like that.
No, it's just people now know she has racist views.
But you don't think people change from when they're a teenager?
Oh, of course you do. I think sometimes I think sometimes people can, and then I think sometimes people's true, I don't know. Because I think sometimes it's just people's true colors comes out. That's all. Or it's just revealed. I don't know. I think if you... I don't know. Was she in a fight with somebody? Or are those just her views? I don't know. That's hard to say. I don't know. Because I don't know her personally.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
I don't know.
I mean, but that happens with adult people. I mean, that happens with adults too that are famous. Mm-hmm. The people will go back into their history and see what they've said on social media.
Sure.
But I think it's really interesting that, like, I mean, you said something when you were a child, mm-hmm. and now you're being called a racist as an adult, and she might be. She makes great music and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But she maybe she is racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She may be. That's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. Like you just said, you can be extremely talented, be beautiful on the outside, but what is your heart?
Mm-hmm.
What are your views? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you can't be racist and have racist views towards people. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. There's a lot of very talented, gorgeous people out there that have a very hateful heart. And that doesn't mean that and these are not people that are just celebrities. It could be people who live three houses down from you.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. We put a lot on celebrity culture.
Mm-hmm.
They're normal people that have flaws.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, you're going to find, so there's a lot of racist celebrities, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
But I mean, just imagine.
I mean, if she gets canceled because of that, then that's on her.
I mean, this happened.
Take responsibility for that.
But I mean, this happened a while. I mean, this was a few years ago.
Well, it was just an example. That's up to people if they don't want to listen to her music. I don't think that is going to. Nobody can cancel you. You know that they're making money off of her. Okay, they're making money off of her. People are still gonna buy her music, go see her, whatever. I mean, then I don't even think that's going to have much of an impact. I think people put too much emphasis on that. They really do.
Well, no, I don't. I mean,
the internet blows that up way too much.
Well, that's where it comes from.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
The cancellation comes from.
Yes.
You know, there's been a bunch of people that have been canceled for racist stuff they've said.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I'm sure that impacted her in some way. Again, this was like a few years ago that this happened.
I don't even know who she is.
She's a singer. She really should. I think you would like her music. She makes really good music.
Yeah.
She's an R&B artist.
Yeah. I don't know who she is.
But she was saying stuff like it must suck to be a black girl with no booty or something. It's like crazy stuff like that. And I think she might have said the N-word. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's disrespectful to black women. I mean, It's not, you can't go around saying that stuff and then expect to be just like, okay, I got away with it. I'm good. I mean, there's consequences for your actions. There's consequences for actions. I don't care how long it's been. There's consequences for it. Comes back to bite you in the ass.
That it does.
Things come to light. What is done in the dark comes to light.
Yeah.
Even if you try to bury it, it comes out.
As the great Cat Williams said.
I know. Oh, the diddler. Oh my gosh. Yes. Got quite a few views on that one. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. There was something else. Oh yes, and of course we are preparing for
the hurricane.
Milton. I think it may be kind of heading a little bit more south from the last things I saw.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Jacksonville won't get hit, but praying for Tampa.
Yeah, they're going to get hit hard.
Yes.
Like the Clearwater area.
Yes. So
like in central Florida right there.
Yeah. So pray for Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the damage that Helene did, like in North Carolina? I mean, it's horrible. People are saying it's way worse than Katrina.
Yeah, it's bad.
But it's not really getting talked about a lot for some reason. Like, they're not really showing it a lot on the news or whatever. But like, I've seen videos. Like this guy was like,
no, you know why? Because they're too busy talking about Diddy.
Well, again, that's the thing. The news cycle is just so fast now compared to when Katrina hit. That people just aren't paying attention. You can't pay attention to everything at once. Even though that is a big thing that should have people's attention, but I saw this video, this TikTok of this guy. He opened his door and stood out on his porch, and it literally is a river. It's literally a river, like running down through the. I don't know. It was like a rural kind of place, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think there's still people without power out there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They don't even know when the schools are going to open back up.
Yeah, it's horrible.
There's kids that have been out of school for 2 weeks now, or going on 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think what's crazy? My Uber driver today, I think she said her power is still out.
Is it?
Yeah, from Helene. Yeah.
And she's here in Jacksonville?
Yeah. I think so. I think she's in Jacksonville. I don't know exactly where, but
oh my gosh.
She said she sleeps during the day until nighttime because the AC isn't running.
Yeah.
She can't. I don't know what the reason was, but maybe she didn't say that. Maybe I misheard her. But I think she was saying that her power has been out still.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it said like almost 95 or 96% of like Florida is like covered or in the cone.
Yeah.
Of the hurricane. So we're in Jacksonville, so I don't know. Like part of it's gonna be covered, but I don't know.
Milton, please give me a day off work, please. Don't do too much. Don't do too much damage. You know what?
Crazy.
Our power actually went out. It flickered off at work today.
Did it?
Yeah. Because it was raining. It was raining.
Yeah, we get the rains coming in.
Yeah.
So they said like Monday, like tomorrow, and then like Tuesday, and I think like Wednesday afternoon. Like,
well, I think
it's supposed to be moving towards like
I think it's supposed to hit land on Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah,
like midday or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to hit land. We'll have landfall Tuesday.
Yeah,
and like the West Coast, like Tampa, and then it'll be coming across like it's supposed to hit, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
High winds and everything. So like even if it doesn't hit, even if it's not a direct hit for Jacksonville, like we're gonna feel something, I think, but I just don't know what.
Please Walmart, please close the store.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna tell you this right now. So like you're not going in on Wednesday. You're gonna call in anyway because you have to go across the bridge, and if the winds are high, yeah, you're not going. You can blame it on me.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Because you ain't getting stuck over there. We'll have this discussion after the podcast.
Well, I think if they closed the bridge, if there was any chance of that happening, they would close the store.
Because you have to go, and that no. So I don't know. It's like it's supposed to be a Category 2. Maybe a Category 3 hurricane they're talking about. So, and then we have another one that's coming up like behind that or something. It's crazy. This hurricane season, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, so we're gonna stay safe. So me and Johnny went and got like a whole bunch of canned stuff.
And a freaking 20-pack of flashlights. I saw that on the counter. Like, what do we need this many flashlights for?
Johnny bought those.
This is insane.
You never know when you're going to need them.
That's true.
They're just the little ones. They're not like you never know. You might need to go out and get something. So I got to pull my car in. And I told Mom, I said, the only thing I'm worried about is this big tree out front. That's right in front of the house.
Do you think it'll fall over?
I don't know. The last one we had just like 30-something mile per hour winds, and the mailbox was almost.
Yeah, but no, it was loose anyway.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I'm saying it was like really loose anyway.
But I'm like saying like that, like our whole front yard is like sandy. It's ground, but it's sandy, and if the rain is saturating that ground and it's wet and it's soft, that wind could just pick it up and
Well, hopefully it falls that way.
I would hope so. It would fall out in the street and not the house.
Yeah.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, it would. Do you have renter's insurance?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I have renter's insurance and hurricane coverage. Yes. I made sure of that when I called the insurance company. Yes. So
good.
So we'll be safe.
We'll be slightly.
Definitely we'll be praying for Tampa and Central Florida and all that. So they're gonna definitely get hit really hard. So. So yeah,
if they called for us to be evacuated, would we leave or would we stay?
We're not in an evacuation zone.
I'm saying if we were, would we leave?
Of course.
Okay.
I wouldn't stay here.
I was just wondering, because there's a lot of people that refuse to leave. If they're
would you want to stay here?
No.
I'd just pack up what we could take.
It would be a good excuse to like go to Atlanta or something. If we're in an evacuation.
Oh my gosh. I guess I would just take all my computer. I would take what I could.
A little hurricane.
Yeah.
Get it? Hurricane vacation? Never mind.
I'm sure my job would be like, did you take the monitor and the computer? Yes. I can't work in Georgia. I'm not licensed there. But yeah. So I don't know. So just in case we lose power, because they did say that we may have a lot of So we are in a state of emergency. Governor DeSantis did. Our county is, as well as like 49 other counties in Florida. So
yeah,
it's a big one. So yeah.
Well, we'll be slightly more prepared this time.
We're slightly.
We'll take it a little more seriously.
We're taking it a little more seriously this time. Yeah. But I'm just like figuring out, like I'm eating everything in the freezer. I'm not buying any more cold stuff right now. Like,
oh my God, I just bought ice cream today.
I'm not buying. Well, you can do that, but I'm not buying. Me and Johnny did not buy any more like freezer, like any fast frozen foods or anything. We're gonna kind of eat up what we have in there until we kind of get through the week, and then we'll see kind of what happens, because I don't want to have all this food in the freezer and it goes bad.
Yeah.
Because if it does hit us, like they say it's supposed to kind of come over us, I don't want to have all that food wasted. So we're just going to eat up what we have in there. Mm-hmm. And then we have some non-perishable stuff to eat. So, yeah. Like the pouch. I bought these pulled pork things in a pouch.
What?
It's pulled pork in a pouch.
Ew. Like Spam?
It's not Spam. Oh. You have to cook Spam, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had
it. But Johnny bought like 4 packages of like Vienna sausages, and then got like some. All the water was freaking gone, so we had to get. Well, we got like the 32 pack of Zephyr Hills.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my grandma hates Zephyr
Hills. No, but Mom said that she would drink that. She's like, if I gotta drink it, I'll drink it. I said, that's all they had, Mom. So we got 2 32 packs of that because that's all they had besides a little bit of Dasani water.
Yeah, well, Zephyr Hills is a polarizing brand of water.
Yeah,
so
it was like. And we had to get that, and then the guy was like, yeah, y'all better get that now, because I'm like, yeah, if we wait another hour or two, it ain't going to be here. Like, there was no other bottled water. It was all gone. And then a lot of the canned stuff that you can just eat out of a can, a lot of that stuff was gone, except for, a few things of Vienna sausages. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people were in there kind of buying up stuff.
We should order some MREs.
So.
Do you know what an MRE is?
They're like the already packaged
meals ready to eat.
Yeah.
Like the military ones. They got a taco one. They got pasta one. They have all kinds.
Yeah.
And it lasts for like 30 years.
I know. I have to order like a and then they had like the I was going to get like the candles that are not really candles, but you just have battery. They're just like battery operated. Mm-hmm. At Walmart, and I was gonna get those. They were like $3 a piece, and Johnny was like, "Well, let's just go get the little flashlights." So we just got those for $12. They came with the batteries and everything, so we just got those.
Have you ever seen those? What is his name? Bob Barker.
Yeah,
he's like a pretty sell. Have you ever seen those commercials where he has like his own survival food kit? It's like a bucket. It's literally like a bucket or like buckets of food that apparently last for decades.
No.
You've never seen that? Oh my God, I gotta show you. It's ridiculous.
Bob Barker?
Isn't that him? Who's Bob Barker?
He used to host The Price is Right.
Oh no, not him.
He passed away.
No, he's like a big like a mega church preacher. He's famous. I don't know. I don't remember his name.
That's not Bob Barker.
No, it's not. So is it Bob? No,
that's not Bob Barker.
I don't remember his name.
I was like, I don't recall Bob Barker ever having like a survival kit.
No, he's like a preacher of like he's like really famous. He's like one of the most famous ones ever, and he has he sells like these survival food kits.
Billy Graham?
Is it Billy Graham? I don't know his name. I don't know. He's an old man now, but...
Might be Billy Graham.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not sure. People will know out there, probably.
It's probably Billy Graham.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the only old dude I can think of that's like really, really famous televangelist.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's interesting. That's an interesting one, though. I don't know. But I'm sure we'll be safe. We'll be fine. And hopefully it'll move further south. And kind of miss Jacksonville. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what we're hoping. Jacksonville usually gets pretty lucky.
Yeah.
With these storms. So, we're going to keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yes. We will.
Well, I think it's time to wrap it up now.
Yes. This has been episode 28.
Of the Tay and Twistin' Hour.
Of the Tay
and Twistin' Hour.
Tay and Twistin' Hour.
Twistin' Hour.
So remember to comment, like, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. There's also a link to tayandtristan.com, which is our website. Also check out TATH Styles online shopping, and to access that website, go to mytayandtristanshop.com.
Yeah. And
we remember that we're on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. And Apple.
And Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, And we also have our Instagram page, which is Tay and Tristan Podcast. And you can also follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
And Facebook as well.
Yeah, join our Facebook group.
Yes. And we also have a Facebook page, which is the Tay and Tristan Hour. It's a new page. So.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
Is it?
If I can remember.
I think that's
I sometimes I forget.
I think that's it.
But I think that's
enough.
But I think that's all of them that were like, everywhere that you can, listen to a podcast. That's where we're at.
Yeah, just Google it, okay? Just Google it.
Just Google the Tay and Tristan Hour, and you can find us.
Use whatever platform you want.
Yes, okay. That's where we're at. Okay, and we do appreciate everybody who is following us on YouTube. We appreciate that very much. And also in 31 or 30 days, less than 30 days, we will be doing a live broadcast of the Tay and Tristan Hour as we watch the results of the presidential election come in. Mm-hmm. We are less than 30 days away to the
Wait, really? Already?
To the November 5th election results. So everybody remember to get out there and vote. Vote.
Yeah, get your survival kits because the world's going to burn after this election.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's really not. But everybody get out there and vote. People if you have family members that are not registered to vote, make sure that they are registered to vote. Check your deadlines to make sure you're registered to vote. In your state. So yes. And please everybody go online, buy our merch. There's our coffee mug right here. And check it out. So yeah.
Yeah.
We really appreciate everybody for listening. Thank you guys so very much. And join us for our live broadcast on November 5th as we watch the election results come in.
As we watch the world end. All right.
Thanks, people. Guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.